Good day, good day, good day. This is the Elder Andre, and you already know who's on the other side of the screen, Mr. Nestor G. Say hey to the people.
Hey everybody, it's Semester G here on the one, two, and two.
And we're back. We're back again with another episode of How to, Why Do. And again, for those that didn't catch the last one, what we try to do is just take simple biblical principles, apply them to everyday life, and just figure out the how we doing something and why we do it. And just try to talk about it in everyday terms. Nothing too deep, but just how do we actually get through life? How do we take the Bible? How do we utilize the words that God gave us and actually walk this path called life on an everyday basis? Last week, we dealt with vision and purpose, and supporting our children. This weekend I saw a lot of high schoolers in their prom dresses, walking about, eating, and I was like, "Ooh, boy, that took me back. Took me back a couple of years." But yeah, how we support, how we stand by, how we stand with, why we actually do that, and the importance of why we actually support our kids, and family members and friends, and those that we're in link with, when we're talking about purpose, when we're talking about vision. But this week we got a good one. I want to thank you for y'all support too, for the comments, the questions, the support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But what we're getting in today, is how do we fail and why do we fail?
Mm.
Why do we fail? How do we fail and why do we fail? The how to, why to. Miss G, come to the mic, say something to the people.
All right, so I tell you, vision was a big one last week, and it
Mm,
really opened my eyes to other things when it comes to vision and supporting some things that are going on the outside.
right.
Not just like you said, it's not just your kids;
Hmm,
it's
hmm.
friends, family, associates.
Right.
How do we support them and their plans for the future, their visions? And something had came to me about that, because I was like, am I being a good friend if I don't do
Ooh,
certain things? So I end up talking
right.
about it the next day. So they say, you want to support your friend's vision, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to financially support their vision.
Right.
Sometimes you're not able to financially and you feel bad,
Yeah.
right? I have a
Yeah.
lot of all my friends have their own businesses and everything, and you
Right.
know however, the way you can support is to share it with others, just like
Others
here.
that
So
may need it.
whoever is on here, how do you support the elder and Sinestro G?
Right.
Share, and
Come
like
on now.
we're doing,
See,
just
look, she
listen.
preaching early, y'all. Look, it ain't even three
I'm
minutes in and she already preaching.
just
Come on.
saying. I'm
Come
just
on.
saying. That's how you can support our vision. Our
Right.
vision is to talk to others, and make sure that whatever we have for you, that you can talk back to us,
Right.
and we can have good conversation, because that's what it is.
Dialogue.
But
Dialogue.
thinking about failing, you have your vision, and we
Mm.
said last week, sometimes we fail, and we
Yep.
have somebody that's always got our back, right?
Yep. Yep.
So
Yep.
how do we fail? We fail sometimes because maybe we didn't put our all into it,
Mm.
maybe we didn't research it correctly,
Yeah.
um, maybe we just didn't listen and open our ears. This is the mama hat.
Oh, that's a big
I
one. Come on.
told you that if you do this, this will
This is
happen.
gonna happen. Yep.
But they don't want to listen, so they do their own thing. But we
Yes,
have,
this is true.
but in some instances, they're gonna have to fail. We're gonna
Yeah.
have to fail in some things, because when you fail, you learn not to do the same thing you just did.
Over and over and over
So,
and over again.
how do we fail? Just don't listen. How do you fail in the word of the church? You just don't listen.
Be hard headed, as they
You
say.
know, how do
And
you
also, I
else?
guess we got to define. For me, I guess we got to define what failing actually is.
True.
And sometimes, the adage is, basically, if you don't succeed, you fail. But when we're looking at this, we got to understand that sometimes you need to fail.
Mm-hmm.
You need to, quote unquote, hit rock bottom. I remember, I think reading about, was it Alexander Graham Bell, when, I think it was the telephone or the light bulb or something he was inventing, one of the two. I may be
Mm-hmm.
getting them mixed up. Um, but it took him like hundreds of tries. And they was like, man, it took you so long. He was like, no, I just found out 99 ways not to make the light bulb or whatever
Right.
he was making.
Right.
I found out other ways not to do this one thing, but it only took one thing, one chance, one turn for me to actually invent it. So sometimes through our failing, we learn, we do learn what not to do, but then
Right.
what to try or what to do the next time. And you may have never known that if
Mm-hmm.
you didn't fail. And sometimes we figure out that there's other things that we can do. You know, how many times have you cooked something and you messed up on the seasoning? And you say, why did I put, but then you was like, maybe if I add this here, and you find out a whole nother, like, man, that's so good.
Right. Right.
That's so good. So yeah, the how to fail, like I like how you said it, being hard headed, not listening, and that's the bad connotation. We kind of look at it. It's just you didn't listen to what your mama said. You didn't. But I also like to think that sometimes we are meant to fail. And I know today's word is falling forward.
Right.
Failing forward. But I like to kind of take that failing word out and just say you're in a trial basis.
Mm,
You're in the trial. You're in your trial period. You're trying stuff to see what works. The
yeah.
process. Yeah. We're talking basketball, Philadelphia. The
Mm,
process. They're in the process. So I
mm,
don't like to use that because that sounds like when I see failing or I hear it, I think of that big red letter F that you
yeah.
didn't get on your test back in high school, and it's just you failed. You failed. You're dumb. You don't know anything. But I like to think of it as it's just your trial that you're going through and
Mm-hmm.
you're learning. It's a learning process. So
Yeah.
that's how I kind of like to, you know,
I
look at
agree.
things.
I agree with that. And yeah, it is a process. It is a
Yeah.
process. And sometimes you're gonna have to keep repeating the process.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you, I'm now doing one of my visions was my god sister's getting married and I have a fake cake to make because it's COVID season, right?
A fake cake.
It's a fake cake. All right.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
asked a couple of my sisters out there, hey, y'all want to come over and do a fake cake party? I have no clue what I'm doing. But I said, you know what? That's okay. They didn't want to do it with me. It's okay.
Mm.
Support wasn't there on that one. But I come up with stuff all the time. But
Now
I
hold on. Now you said fake cake, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but you got to back that up. Like, is that like eating air? Are we
It's
making paper cakes?
no,
Like,
it's not a real cake. Like it's not a real cake.
uh
It's
huh.
foam and you
Oh,
build,
okay.
yeah, so you actually you do the icing and everything on it, but it's different. I can't tell everybody all my secrets because I had a process. Yes, I had a
Okay.
process.
Okay.
Things failed.
Okay.
But
Okay. Okay. Okay.
but it didn't take me long to learn it. I had to look it up. So
Mm-hmm.
in the process of trying not to fail,
Mm,
I knew I had to research. You know,
mm.
you have to know what to get. You have to be prepared to pay for all of these things to
Right.
get ready for what you're about to do. And if
Right.
you think about, I don't want to fail this project. So I need to put everything out on the table. I need styrofoam. I need what's it called?
Spackle.
I need
Mm,
spackle. I need this utensil to use. I need this,
mm,
this, this. And so I failed the first time because I put
mm.
glue on it, thinking I'm not gonna use these screws because I saw it on Google. I don't want to use screws. I
Okay.
just want to
Okay.
put the glue and it's gonna stick. Let me tell you,
No.
it eats through the styrofoam.
Wow.
Failure one.
Yep. Process one. You learned that one.
There you go. So we go back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have these long sticks and I stick them through the bottom and through the cardboard and through the foam, and voila, it stuck. So after I sat there, my mom is watching me. She's not helping. She's
She's
watching.
just watching.
She's just watching.
Mm,
And I
mm.
and I go all the way through the process, right? So then I take the spackle out and I'm whipping it up. I said, this is just like, whipped cream, and I'm
Right.
going through. I wanted this smooth, round. That didn't
No.
work either. No. So not sure how to get that part, but I'm going to research that.
Right.
The way that I did it, oh man.
You say you may need to bring that out next time so we can see what the
I'm
fake cake look like.
gonna have to show you the fake cake. And her wedding is this week, so I'm excited because I
Okay.
showed it to her and she was like, oh, that's
Is that
all.
what it's
That's
gonna
all.
look like?
That's all I wanted. I just wanted that. That's breathtaking. So when I bring it to her, but people pay a lot of money for these cakes because it's
Right.
COVID season. And
Right.
who wants to be cutting a bunch of cake? Just get a bunch of
Y-
cupcakes, put them on the table.
Yeah,
That's it.
exactly. And when you was talking, I heard a principle that I was talking to a couple gentlemen earlier about. I heard, we talked about process, but I heard planning,
Mm-hmm.
I heard purpose, and in the future you're going to produce.
Yep.
And that's what I heard. You planned, you knew what you want to do. I'm not going to make a real cake. I'm going to make a fake cake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the styrofoam. I'm not using eggs and batter and that thing. I'm going
No,
to take
sir.
something that's a representative of, so I can get all the my trials out. So when I'm going to make the actual finished product,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm looking for. And then
Right.
the purpose of it is for a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
In a wedding, I heard an old adage saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Right.
I think I said that right. Yep.
You said that perfect.
I
Yep.
said, did I say it good? Thank you.
You
Thank you.
said that.
Thank
My
you.
grandmother used to always say that.
And so as we go, and this is coming off the back of, we were talking about vision and supporting. If you have a vision or a purpose that you know what it is and you're walking towards it, there has to be a planning stage.
Right.
There has to be a way that you can use, that you can utilize, a path that you can walk to get to that. And if you just
Mm-hmm.
go, you know what, I'm just gonna walk down the street and we just gonna see what happens. Yeah, you're not gonna get it.
No,
You're
not
not
gonna
gonna
get too
get
far.
anywhere. No, no, not at all. So I like you talking, and the way you made that cake sound. I think I know it's fake, but I maybe want a fake slice.
I'm telling you, it looks good though. It looks good.
I want a fake
I
slice.
have another finishing touch on it that I'm going to add to it this week. But
Okay.
I tell you, even in the planning
Hmm.
process, I have a friend that has his son does music,
Hmm.
and in the planning process, I thought about him because music is always good. You always want
Right.
to hear somebody they're rapping or they're singing or they're doing
Right.
something like that. However, when you go into where do I put the music, how do I go about making sure nobody steals my music,
Right.
all of those things. And I remember he asked me this week, and it's on my other lives, but he asked me, he said, my son needs a lawyer, for entertainment. And I was
Right.
like, I never even thought about that.
Thought
I
about that. Yep.
I have songs out there now that, I mean, I just did it so that I could raise money for another young lady to go to Africa with her school, me and my
Hmm.
my old group. And but I never thought about things like that, like
Right.
really
Copyrights and yeah,
this.
all that stuff. Yeah.
So it's a lot to whatever you want to do, but
Hmm.
if you just do it correctly the first time, because you planned,
Mm.
you didn't plan to fail, but you planned it properly,
Right.
then everything will work out fine. But
Yep.
the other thing is, and we were talking about it, why do we fail?
Yeah.
Why do we fail? So we said how to fail, but why?
And yeah,
It's
and that has to do with the planning. A lot of it's just the planning, and you brought it, kind of twofold, the being hard headed.
mm-hmm,
And sometimes, last week we talked about support. Sometimes you fail, and not to put the excuse or put it on other people, maybe has to do with the lack of support.
or people that you want to do it with.
Yeah. And maybe
So,
you may be relying too much. It was funny. I was folding clothes, and I don't know. I was thinking about David and Goliath, and thinking about purpose and what we were about to talk about.
mm-hmm,
And some may say when they looked at David and Goliath, some may ask, well, he didn't look like he was supposed to be the next king.
right,
And and as I was thinking about that, I thought about God, and he never, your vision and your purpose that he gives you is never reliant on someone else. And he brought
right,
David and Goliath up, and if you know the story, he tried on, he was like, man, who is this giant that's saying all these things about my people? He's like, well, if y'all ain't gonna do nothing, I'm gonna do something.
mm-hmm,
And so they tried to put on armor. It's too big. They tried to give him somebody else a sword. It didn't work. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to go into battle with what I came to battle with: a slingshot and three smooth stones. And
mm-hmm.
I just, man, whoa, and look, I'm getting happy right now just thinking about it. But I could just hear the Lord saying and speaking that, basically the things I gave you, you already have. It's already inside it. It's already inside you. Stop waiting on that. And maybe I may just be speaking to myself right now,
Yeah,
but
I wasn't.
everything you need is already, you already got it. Now you may pick
Mhm.
up some things on the way, some
Right.
people, some education, some learning points, some processes. I know you had, you didn't have screws, you tried glue, that didn't work, but you had some toothpicks.
Mm-mm.
But it's already, for those that are listening and watching, it's already inside of you. That
Mm.
thing that you're desiring, you just have to plan that thing out. That way you're not falling backwards or failing backwards or being stalled or stagnant in the process, but
Mm.
you're still moving forward. Like, I may not have it all together, I may not understand it all, but I know I have a plan in place. I just got to keep working that plan. I
Right.
gotta, maybe this ain't the path. Maybe I need to come over and try from a different angle.
Hmm.
So, oh, girl, I done made myself look. I need to bring myself a cool glass of water right
Well,
now.
you know what? You know what? And you said it. You said it. You hit it on the head. It was every vision is not made for
Mm,
you. So if
mm,
it's somebody else's vision, you got to
mm.
make sure you don't try to make their vision
Your vision,
yours.
yeah.
Because just like you said, the armor didn't fit, the sword was
Sword,
too heavy. You
mm,
couldn't do. He had a slingshot that was supposed to be for him,
yep,
not the armor, not anything else. So you got to remember that when if it's your vision, if your vision that you received is to sing,
yeah.
okay, that's your vision. Now you could share it with others, but do not get upset with others when they are not on board with you
They don't see
or
it.
they
They
don't
don't
agree
see it.
because they don't see what
Yes,
you see. My friends
yes.
tell you, I rope them into everything I do, and they be like, "Oh Lord, what is Sinesha got going on now?" I'm like, "Look, I just
Uh,
need y'all to arrive at this date, be ready, wear a white shirt, black pants, and then I'll
yeah.
tell you what I need. But I know what it is, but you
Mm.
have to write it down and make it plain.
What? Isn't that a scripture somewhere? I believe it
That is
is.
the scripture. That
Come on. I know somebody will say it's in the book. It's in the
yes,
book.
yes, yes. But I'm trying
Uh,
to say you have to write your vision down and make it plain and make sure that you have all your steps. You
right.
know, just like I tell you, even packing. When you're going somewhere and you try to pack all your stuff up,
Oh,
do you know
come,
that there's times where you forget something?
come
We
on
were
now.
I was literally going to a wedding. Totally and me and my friend were going to a wedding.
Hmm.
Totally forgot his suit.
I thought, what?
Got to the airport and forgot,
What?
where's your suit?
That doesn't even make sense.
It's not. But because what you're used to,
Uh
this is
huh.
listen, what you're used to carrying, the weight you're used to carrying,
Ooh, you
which
talking
is
now?
your suitcase, your bag, your
You come
backpack,
on, come
purse.
on,
When
come
you
on.
have those things that you're used to carrying and you have to carry something that's a little bit different and you got to go outside your zone to say,
Ooh,
oop, I need to go get that hang up. That's a whole story by itself.
come
When you're
on,
not
come
used
on,
to carrying something, then you think about it like, oh, here we
man.
go.
I forgot. So, yep, yep,
And it's because it's something you're not used to doing. And
yes,
so you plan in advance. Sometimes you're going to forget something, and that's
yes.
okay. But guess what? When you have that angel in the wing, my mama, when you
Come
have that
on.
angel in the wing, and you say, I need to make that phone call.
Right, Mama. I need you. I need you. Come on now. We
I need
praying now. Oh, come on
daddy,
now.
I need you
Come on. Who you
because
calling now?
I forgot. And I need you because you provided something for me and I left it.
Yes,
I left it back.
yes,
Now I
yes.
need thee every hour, Lord.
Yes. Oh, come on. Come. I knew the songstress was gonna have one for me. I knew she
I,
was gonna have one for
every
me.
hour.
I was about to say,
Thank
look, look,
you.
look. He may not come when you need it, but he what? You right on time. Come
Oh,
on,
son.
come
And
on.
when I tell you the suit was on time, dressed and ready to go,
Mm, mm,
ready the
mm.
next day. So when I tell you, no matter what your plans are, what
Right.
your goals are, all of those things, you can plan.
Hmm.
But you also have to keep a clear mind when
Mm.
you're going through everything. Keep a
What?
clear mind, clear head. So,
How do you do that? How do you keep a clear mind with all the muck that's going on? We talking about we in the COVID season still. I was watching the news. They talking about another strain that's
mhm.
coming out. We got the Ukraine. situation going on. Gas prices is skyrocketing.
Ooh,
Not to mention we're about to be in the midst of summer now.
yeah.
So we got all these things going on. How do you actually? And maybe we may need to save this for the next.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right
look,
there.
side note, sidebar. Just put that over to the side. Just put that over to the side. But no, what you were saying was what you were saying is so true. God has always given all of us a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Some more than others, but we all at least have one.
Right.
And when you're walking that thing out, that planning, understand God has given you everything,
Mm.
that you need to at least start that process, to
Right.
start working. And he will send, you had your mama in that scenario, he will send people that'll be there waiting to support you,
Right.
to help you, through different times and different seasons. But we got to always remember that God makes us the focus point of the purpose in our life.
That's right.
And we can't rely on others or give excuses. We got to do that thing. We got to put in that work. We got to put in that planning. We got to do that studying if it needs to be. We got to fail forward.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is a prime example of the how to and the for to. And sometimes you just have to go out there. Look, you got to be out on that limb. Like we got to be out there. Like we out here now. Like ain't no going back, ain't no turning
Mm-hmm.
around. Like we just out here. Either it's gonna happen or it's not. But at
Right.
least I can say I tried.
Right. Right.
I can say I tried. So good stuff. Good stuff. You got anything else for us?
I don't today. I don't today. But we're gonna. But I know we're gonna have more and more to get. I tell you, it's just been a wonderful day today, all
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
And we plan. It's funny that we plan to do one thing,
Mm.
and I, all right. So for those who are out there,
Oh, she got
please
you. Hold on.
understand.
Is this mama hat? Is this mama
Yeah,
hat? You
right
got
now,
mama hat on? Okay.
right
Okay. I'm
now,
gonna listen. I'm
let
gonna
me tell
listen.
you.
All right.
So God always has it to where He puts things in perspective.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so when something is put in front of you, understand, keep your eyes open, your
Mm-hmm.
ears open, and
Mm-hmm.
know that He is going to make sure it's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Sometimes you are given tasks, chores that you'd never expected to have. Sometimes He's going to put it out there. I'm trying to go around it now.
Come on
Sometimes
now.
He's going to give it to you and you're not going to understand it.
Mm.
However, if you pray, clear
Mm-hmm.
your mind, and say, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I can do this. Because I was tasked with something today that I was not prepared for. However, the
Mm.
Lord works in mysterious ways, and
Yes.
He works it
Yes.
out
Yes.
for your good.
Yes. And his
So
glory.
that
Yes.
was
Come
my
on.
pen, Mama hat.
Not out. And you putting it down now?
It's down.
Well, thank you, Miss G, Miss Sinestro G. This was another
Not
episode of How to, Why to, and we dealt with, failing. How do we fail? Why do we fail? Falling forward. The whole planning process. And knowing that it's still yes, the scripture talks about all things work together for good to them that love God and are called according to His purpose.
mhm.
So we understand the things and situations that we go through in life. It's to build us. It's not
Yeah.
to break us. It's not to destroy us, but it's to build
Okay.
us. It's to make us the better version. The 2.0 of your own self.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the whole purpose of it. To be the 2.0 of your own self, and just to get better and better. So Miss G, where can they find us? Where can they find these
So they can
episodes at?
find us on
Yes.
YouTube. I'm so
Hmm.
excited. So you can find us at Elder and the Truth.
Yeah. Look at the ticker. The ticker.
And so he got it going on, y'all.
I got.
He's learning new things. The process, this
Yes. Look at the
process.
ticker. I'm failing forward.
And make sure that you are pressing that subscribe button so you can get
Hmm.
notifications when he puts them up. And we're so excited for the things that's coming forward. Because
Yes.
hopefully somebody would get over their fear of being live.
I'm there. I'm there. I'm there. I think we're
We're
gonna do this. I
fall, falling forward.
I think we're gonna do this. I think we're gonna do this. Oh, and for y'all that don't know, even though she just said it, Sundays, Sunday afternoons is gonna be our drop time. So even if you don't have opportunity to listen to it live, you can always go back to the YouTube channel. You can find us both on our Facebook pages. I'm at Sylvester Harvey. Sinestra, what's yours?
Oh, Sinestra. Actually, it's Sinestra Brinkley Whiting, just so the old school will know me and the new school will know.
Come on now.
Don't want
Come
to miss
on now.
out. Don't want nobody to miss out.
And again, like she said, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Questions, comments. We definitely want to hear from y'all. Anything y'all want to hear us talk about, hey, put it out there. But as always, until next time, y'all be blessed and we'll see y'all till later.
Bye, guys.